Starting with the latest in Madison, Wisconsin, new details in the shooting from yesterday. Just this afternoon, police and city officials held a news conference, and here is what we know right now. 2 of the 6 people that were hurt are still in critical condition. Police say it was a second-grade teacher who called 911, not a student, as they said yesterday. They say that other schools in Madison have unfortunately been targeted by bogus swatting calls today. That's when someone calls 911 falsely claiming that there's a threat at a certain location, usually drawing a large police response. And police say determining a motive behind yesterday's shooting is their top priority. Now, the 15-year-old student opened fire on a study hall yesterday, killing a teacher and another student before turning the gun on herself. Police have been searching her home and social media for clues about why this happened.
We must not allow violence or any act of violence to define us. We refuse to allow hate or destruction to win in this city.
We also wanted to know more about the victims today. Their names have still not been released.
The shooting has devastated so many in Madison. Our Lexi Suter was there today to hear from them about the impact this tragedy has left on their lives.
Good afternoon. There is a memorial on the sidewalk across the street right outside Abundant Life Christian School, and it is growing. We have seen people come here today paying their respects, laying candles and flowers, and many asking the question, why? How could it happen here in Madison?
It's surprising.
Bus driver Camilla Reynolds and some of her co-workers made a stop at the Abundant Life Christian School, the school that so quickly turned into a tragic crime scene Monday morning.
This is a good town. And for something to happen like this up here, I ain't never been to a town or a city where none like this happened at.
Together through fellowship and through prayer.
It's gonna be okay. Amen.
They say they're here to offer support and to make sure the student body, staff, and their families don't feel isolated in their grief and their trauma.
This was a tragic loss, senseless, but, they got a lot of support here. They are not alone through this situation.
That sentiment was shared today by Madison's chief of police and mayor at an afternoon press briefing, where the pair vowed to offer the necessary means to help this school community heal.
This is a hurting and haunting situation, and the many survivors will need our continued support, and we pledge to give them that in the days, months, and even years ahead.
We will never be the same, but we will get through this together. Right now, our full focus is on caring for those impacted. First and foremost, the victims and their families, the Abundant Life students and educators, our first responders.
As of now, there is no word on when this school will reopen. This was supposed to be the final week of classes before a long holiday break. One mother I did speak with says that day, when she has to send her students back inside, will be a tough one. Reporting from Madison, Lexi Suter, NBC5 News.
Certainly understandable.
NBC5 Investigates Bennett Haberly is joining us now. Bennett, you spoke to a father today whose son was just down the hall from when the shots rang out and heard that shooting.
That's right, Alex, right across the hall. The parent I spoke to, Tim Lumen, says his 5th grade son was in a classroom right across the hall when he heard those gunfire erupt.
As my son explained it, he heard gunshots. They all did. And immediately the teachers told everyone to get down and locked the door, barricaded it, and they just got into a corner together and stayed there for quite a while until the police told them that it was okay.
Tim Lumen says his 5th grade son, Max, was traumatized by Monday's shooting that left 1 student and 1 teacher dead, along with the 15-year-old suspected shooter, identified by authorities as Natalie Rupnow, who also went by the name Samantha. Tim says she was relatively new to the school.
How are you guys doing today?
When asked that question, I do compare myself with the other families. It's a tragedy for everybody, and life will be different for everybody, but certainly for my son, the 5th grader whose 2 of his classmates have lost loved ones, a mom and an older sister. So that's a different level of tragedy than what we're going to experience.
The school community, he says, has rallied around each other as a police investigation continues, looking into a motive and what warning signs may have been present.
I am sure that once this nightmare goes away, great things will happen as a result of this. My son was over here with one of his classmates. A few minutes ago, and they're going to become like one big family, brothers and sisters. And, you know, without a tragedy like this without a tragedy like that happening, you don't really get that. But now it's automatic. These guys will be together as a family like that before, and that can be a really good thing.
The mayor of Madison pushed back today against reporters who pressed her for answers, saying they will share, quote, good information when they can. Police said there were a number of bogus threats or swatting calls made to Madison schools today, and that some parents chose to keep their kids at home. NBC5 Investigates, by the way, looked at data from the K-12 school shooting database and found that female shooters are rare. The suspected shooter in this case is one of 10 women or girls implicated in school shootings this year alone, out of more than 360 shootings at U.S. schools so far in 2024. That's less than 3%.
That's a lot of shootings. I mean, those numbers are like startling.
It is.
Well,
yeah.
I hope to learn more in the coming days. Bennett, thank
We
you.
do, sure.
Thank you, Bennett. We're going to have the very latest information for you on the Madison school shooting as it comes into our newsroom for you on air and on our website, NBCChicago.com. Also, you can go to the NBC Chicago app.
We're going to turn now to Madison, Wisconsin, where the community there is honoring the victims of a shooting at a private school.
Yeah, this as authorities look into what drove the 15-year-old suspect to open fire at her school. NBC5's Sandra Torres joins us now from our control center with more. Sandra?
Everett and Michelle, many are still questioning how this could happen, why a 15-year-old girl would open fire at Abundant Life Christian School. And as they wait for answers, the community gathered for not only one, but 2 candlelight vigils to remember the victims.
We will never be the same, but we will get through this.
And as you can see there, dozens came together at the Wisconsin Capitol building to pray for the victims of the shooting, a way to support each other as they cope with the loss of a teacher and a student. In the meantime, investigators are looking into how the 15-year-old accessed the handgun she used. They spent hours interviewing her father yesterday and also looking into her social media footprint. Detectives are also working to verify a document that's circulating on social media, allegedly a manifesto from the shooter.
The process for doing that is looking at original documents that may have been taken from the suspect's home, looking at information that may be on laptops.
And authorities believe the suspect had several motives for the shooting, and they're looking at bullying as one of those factors. We'll continue to follow the story and bring you the latest as we get more details. Reporting from our control center, Sandra Torres, NBC5 News.